Hey, hello, Robbie. You sound totally different, mate. Ah, good. Let me just get my screen share going here. Here we go. What you're streaming, blah blah blah. Go live. So, yeah. Are you eating? You say. What are you eating? Actually, steak bake. This, yeah, you gotta get a steak bake. Yeah, I'm guilty of that too. I've got to say I've not tried the vegan sausage roll. I'm not really interested, but yeah. um, I'll just, I'm just gonna wait for people to answer because here we go. Who we got? Stormbringer. Didn't get harassed. I haven't said anything. I thought it's. Sorry, say that again. Crime Watch. I thought it's good that people know what I look like. I got one heart from a man. Where are we at? Stormbringer. How did the arm wrestling go? Yeah, how'd the arm wrestling go, mate? Sorry, I can't hear you if you're speaking, but... Hey, hello, who's this? That's cool. Where do you live again? Coventry, okay, cool. Yeah, you look really jacked. That picture is very impressive, very manly. I like that. Healthy body, healthy mind. That's not just a saying, that is really true. If you lift weights or wherever you do cycling, something to actually, if you exercise, you're pumping fresh blood into your brain, right? And you're releasing, what is that, IGF. It's like miracle grow for the brain. So exercise is extremely beneficial to your brain, and lifting weights, anything like that, is brilliant. Really, and it helps your trading. If you're just a sedentary person, then I think your trading will actually suffer. So, yeah. Who else is here? Ah, cool. Yeah, I might take you up on that. Personally, I'm like chomping on steak bakes. Yeah. Yeah, I could. Well, I'll tell you my story. I mean, I was extremely jacked before lockdown, and I used to lift weights 6 times a week. I was in the gym constantly for about an hour and a half, 6 times a week. I had my bench press over 100 kilograms. I had my squat. I can't remember what squat. Maybe it was over 200 kilograms. Deadlift was insane as well. I had all my lifts, and then winter lockdown, they shut all the gyms. And living on my own in a new city, didn't have any friends to talk to or anyone. So they shut the gyms, and I stopped. Well, during the summer lockdown, I just started. They closed the gyms as well, but I just did exercise at home. I got dumbbells and some resistance bands, so I managed to stay in shape. Then the winter lockdown hit and closed the gyms, and I just lost motivation, got a bit depressed, and then started trading, like full time. Like I got made redundant, so I was like, well, fuck, I gotta find something. So I did trading, but I really neglected my exercise routines. So I still to really get on top of that, and it's like urgent. So I'm gonna get back to anyway. I'm kind of rambling about myself here. I'm just not really what the point of this webinar is. Huh? Yeah, it's a chill Sunday session. So like, there's no time limit on this. We can go on 5 hours if we want. Yeah, but we're here for a reason, and we're gonna just do markups from scratch. And there are 6 people present. I'm Leggy. Can you say something? Just say hi or something. Or sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Kerman Yang. Feel free to say something. Just say hi. I don't know, because I know you're in with us. So yeah, you don't have to say anything. Fine. I can just speak. But can you hear me clearly, everyone? Okay, good. This will be recorded as well. So, can you see my screen? Basically just a trading view. Yeah. So this was our Friday trade, which I've gone over. So no point going over it again. And usually, like, I've got this, text. I mean, what does that mean? I've got at the end of the week, my chart's like this. It's a mess. It's horrible. So what I do is that was a demo trade. So I'll just take this off. Paper trading. Yeah, people shit on me for demo trading, but I do it quite a lot. Because usually, yeah, you really went for the jugular, but it's like demo trading. I wear it like a badge of honor. Like I'm quite happy to say I'm a demo trader, because some FCA guy. I mean, Robbie, you might be sent from the FCA. I have no idea. So. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, exactly. If I say, hey, guys, put on 50 lots at 1.1057, put on 50 lots, and then it tanks, you can sue me. I'm a limited company, but you can still sue me. So So I'm not taking any risks here. I'm demo trading. Everything here is a demo trade. I'm educating you how to trade demo money. If you want to trade live money, that is your prerogative, okay? But that is nothing to do with me. That's all on you if you want to put live money on this. I don't have any recommendation in that regard. So just do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, let's do some markups, because Monday is fast approaching. It's 1:30, so I want to do this like a little earlier today rather than in the evening, just so we're well prepared. And if you want me to look at other markets, that's fine, but I'm gonna do Dixie and GU. And if anyone asks me for other markets, that's fine too. I'm happy to do markups from scratch. But first thing I do Sunday is this button here, okay? Everything gone. Pivots, forget about it. Okay? So we're left with this. Alright, I'm gonna take the split screen off as well, because for now it's a bit distracting. I always start Sunday like this. And without markups, I'm pretty lost. I mean, what can we say on this chart? First thing, obviously got a resistance level here. 1.475. Yeah. So, I have a checklist because if you say you're doing markups every morning, and you might lose your thread and forget things, so I think it's a very good idea to have a checklist, and that's what I have in start here. So we go to start here, and can everyone follow along with me, because you can't see it, but I'm in start here and I'm clicking evening routine. And instead of me switching screens, can you just pull that up? Is that okay? Has everyone got evening routine up? Yeah, you don't have to. I can read it out. There's 5 steps. So the first one, do higher time frame markups. Supply and demand and FVGs for GU on your clean chart and intraday chart. Include monthly and yearly pivot points. Okay, I've got to write that down actually, monthly and yearly pivot points, because I often forget those. And we're still in October. So, alright, we'll do the supply and demand zones for GU. Just forget about this resistance line for now. But if you go into evening markups, I've already done my supply and demand zones on my clean chart. So we're going to start. I'm not going to put the weekly on this chart because we're intraday. Weekly is not of interest for us, even daily, to be honest. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'll put the daily on, and I put it on a pale shade. The problem becomes if you have weekly, daily, hourly, 4 hourly, you end up with your whole chart is grey. It's like, so it's I think just be aware of the weekly, because if you're with me and you're in the evening analysis, look at weekly. Very, very interesting. Three. Yeah. Well, I can, but yeah, I'll do that while I'm doing this. But can I just direct your attention to the evening markups at the moment? The GU one. Sorry, the Dixie. I'll look at the Dixie one at the moment. In fact, let's do Dixie first. Why not? Remove drawings. Pivot's gone. Okay, is everyone in evening markups? And pull up the first chart. Has everyone got that? I can split my screen and just show it for now. Okay. It's just a bit of a pain to split screens on Discord. It's like Alright, hold on. It's like so many button clicks to actually get where you want to go. So I'm showing Discord and we're showing evening routine, and where I'm at is evening markups. Can you see these? Open original. Okay. Alright, can you see this Dixie? we'll just start with the dollar index, and we'll just have a quick look at this just to see what's going on, based on price action alone and zone and levels. And weekly, if you notice this, well, 1, 2, 3 weeks ago, we had this beautiful is that a hanging man or a hammer? Anyway, it's a massive pin bar, huge bullish reaction from this accumulation, creating actually took out a weekly supply. That's that ghosted zone, okay? And this up arrow represents an uptrend in Dixie. Obviously, we're in an uptrend, okay? We've been for weeks, okay? The Fed's been hiking rates, so the dollar's been going nuts. And we had this beautiful pin bar reaction from this zone, so we have to be very aware of this zone. But if we look at last week's candle, it looks like we're kind of coming back to test this zone. That's my impression. We have an engulfing kind of pattern here. There is a fair chance that we're going to come back and test this zone and maybe fill this wick. You know what I mean? Any wick that's created is an inefficiency that's usually filled. So if we go to the daily, we can see a daily supply zone that's been defended. It's gone down, it's come up, kind of tested it, came off, touched it again, boom, down. And then 4 hour rangy, okay? Same as 1 hour is rangy. So that's indecision at the moment, but my impression is the dollar's heading down. That's what I think. But we'll treat it as a range for now. And I'll just draw the zones up and the FVGs. Does it make sense so far what I'm showing you? No? Okay. Yeah. Makes it. What? What? I can't hear you. That's it. Evening analysis is all I'm showing you. So all I'm gonna do now is transpose this onto my intraday chart, but I'm gonna leave out this weekly zone. Okay, it's not relevant. We're nowhere near it. Okay, I mean, we could touch it this week, so you know, have it in the back of your minds. Be aware of it. We will do everything, even daily. You know, it's really 4 hour and 1 hour intraday that we're interested in, but I'm gonna drop this daily zone anyway. I've got this trend line going on daily as well. Trend lines tend to, there's a concept called trend line attraction, where if you have a trend line and you start to move away from it, then price will tend to be attracted to it. But that's one of those forex rules of thumb that you should treat with caution. I mean, it's a thing people say that sometimes happens, so you gotta be aware of that. So I'm gonna switch back to my trading view chart. And we'll do daily first. Okay. So I think I have that. You know, I was watching Henny's screen and he had like all of his templates to the right, and I don't know how to do that, so if somebody could teach me. Yeah, I know, and I have my templates. I don't have. Let's see. Do I have daily? Okay, let's make a new one for daily supply. So I'm gonna keep this very pale. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah. No. Henny, right? You know all the templates that we use like for different songs. He has this like tab on the right. It's like a tab that he just clicks it and it's like boom, for demand. Yeah, I've still to figure that out, but we'll see. Anyway, purple. That's quite nice. How the fuck did that happen? Anyway, we'll stick in the coordinates. So what do I have? 114. Is it 4? 30.5. Oh no, it's wrong. So daily supply. And I would run it to the top of that wick there, and the text is daily supply. I just I'll keep the text. Just I'll call this daily supply. Okay, look all right. So daily chart. What are we seeing? FVGs. Say, we'll call it daily FVG. So FVG, fair value gap, imbalance, whatever you want to call that. That's the only indicator I use, and it's from Nephew Sam. And I swear by this. This is the only indicator that you need. It shows you where the inefficiencies are, and price will likely fill them at some point. And they also act as a kind of support and resistance. So I'm going to call that daily FVG. You can save that. Sorry, my typing is fucking atrocious. Daily FVG. Yeah, Julius really, he said I copy and pasted my course from TVT. It's just... Did you read my reply? Yeah, I said a failed trader looking for a punching bag, which is exactly what I don't want to go on about this, but he actually said to me, look, I've no faith in my edge. I'm not making money, and I don't know how. So he is a failed trader. Just he was angry at me because I didn't fix his problem instantly. All I did was tune in to the. I do daily live streams, which wasn't a good idea because it encourages finding trades, hunting for trades. So he was basically, I think he was looking for signals. So anyway, he just, I said, like, I had a Bell's palsy for a couple of weeks. So I was like in bad shape, and I told him, look, forget about that month's mentorship. Well, let's start again. Let's push the reset button, start again. He's like, no, show me my FX book. That's it. I'm like, I've not set it up yet, but I'm gonna. Anyway, he just started DMing everyone saying you're helping this fraudster, and I'm like, what are you on, mate? And like, I show live trades all the bloody time. I did it Friday. Like, I showed a massive, like, anyway. It's like water off a duck's back. Even though I'm venting a little bit, I find it funny that people do that. And it really comes with the territory that you're just gonna get You're gonna get people like that, right? Daily FEG. Okay, that's our daily chart done. Daily supply, you know, that came down. It killed this demand, ran back up, tested the supply, and now it's run down sharply to fill this FEG. So this is a range. This is accumulation. This is what you call accumulation, right? Or distribution. Okay. So it's getting ready to do something, and we can only go with clues. And my feeling, I don't know if anyone agrees, this is distribution. I'm just spitballing here, but I think we're headed down here to possibly take this liquidity. And where's the weekly 109,944? That's where the weekly demand is. So does that make sense? Do you think this is what's going to happen? That's just my analysis. What it could do really easily is just go back up, do that for another week, keep doing it, then down. Or it could smash right up, you know. So we just have to like keep in mind all of the scenarios that are possible. As we go into the different time frames, we can kind of come up with some ideas. This is a swing, you know, swing trading, spitballing. You know, this is not how we trade. We don't try and make predictions. Well, we do try and make predictions, but we don't try and make long-term predictions, really. So I think that'll happen, but I don't know. So get rid of that. So that's our daily done. That's all we need to do for this week. We'll go into the 4 hour. So we've hit this daily FEG perfectly. Everyone's familiar with the kind of concept of a fair value gap. It's an ICT term, but he didn't invent it. He didn't like come up with it. It's been around forever. It used to be called a hidden gap. You know, a real gap in the market, you get these quite often in Dixie, where like that kind of thing happens. That's a gap. These are called hidden gaps, and then ICT came along and started calling them fair value gaps. So just for the sake of argument, you know, like we'll just call them fair value gaps. But that's the backstory. And 4 hour, we'll do the supply and demand zones first. Is everyone with me? Like, am I talking shit or like am I? Let's see, how many people we got? I've only got 3, 4, 5. I've only got 5 people. No worries. So I do my 4 hour zones now. Uh, 4 hours roughly. Page Okay. Have that a bit darker. It's more relevant. By the way, you can choose whatever colors you want for your chart. I chose monochrome because I thought it was the most clearest for demonstration. If you have lots of colors and stuff, it might, I don't know. This keeps it very simple. So I'm calling this a distribution. I think it's going to come down here at some point. That's not to say that I think this is going to happen immediately. But I think that's the general idea. It may, you know what? It may come up and fill this inefficiency. Yeah, we come up there. I need a favorites. Where's my how do you get the favorites bar up? Can anyone remember? Anyone online remember how to get your favorites bar up? If not, no worries. It might do something like that. You know? I hear a lot of noise, so I'm just checking Discord. Robbie, what happens? Everyone's dropping off. I think I'm getting too boring here. Yeah. Well, it's chill Sunday session. 5 people's fine. So I was saying, like, what we might do is fill this inefficiency first and then go down. That would kind of make sense to me. Anyway, I'm gonna get the demand zone in. Sorry. Yeah, the demand zone, which is at the bottom here. H4 demand zone coordinates. Sorry, I'm just going to post a message to say that we're actually in the webinar in case anyone's missing it. Okay, H4 demand. Now, why? That should be a darker color, I think. Quite relevant. And got the daily FVG. We have to be aware of. This is where the whole chart starts going gray. So. Yeah, but it's all very important. Everything I'll mark up is important. I don't put in anything that I don't use. So H4 refugee. Okay. Disco. Okay, I think we're on the right tracks. So, can I ask everyone, like, what's your opinion on the dollar? Where are we going? I mean, we have this accumulation going on. We have just, this was amazing on Friday, like that. We've actually created equal highs, right? So now I'm thinking, what about that? What do you think? Like something like this? Yeah, we do. We the thing is, yeah, we have to think of all these scenarios, like, and then during the day, we can watch where it's going. It's not so much where it's going as it's like what liquidity is it going for. So when we get more granular, we can say. But I'm starting to think, look, we've created liquidity here. That's a double top. Because it just clipped it, right? It didn't really take out the stops. So that kind of tells me the dollar's going to go up and do another run up. What do you think? The thing is, it's no. Yeah. Weekly and daily. No. Weekly, daily, clear uptrend. H1, H4 is sideways. So we are building up liquidity here. Like, this is liquidity. Just taken. It looks like it's going to do another run up to me. If you create, Dixie does this all the bloody time. It creates a double top and then it smashes it. Everyone thinks it's a double top. Okay, it's going down. It's going to clearly, go test this H4 demand and then it'll just rush up. So I think on reflection, it's going to take out this double top, and that would translate into a down move on GU. So put in H1 zones now. Do we have an H4 trend line, by the way? Kind of. What would you say? That's the trend line. Yeah, it didn't touch there. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't got that far, but this seems. I mean, that seems like a clear trend line. What do you think? Yeah. I know I have a vague memory of what you're talking about, but I need to go over it all again. I started last night and I fell asleep with like my earbuds in and like my head's like cocked forwards and like I woke up with like this neck strain. It's like the videos do go on a bit, but anyway. Yeah, really. Yeah. Yeah, I do love the way he talks and thinks. Is like, retail traders are, doing this, and the institutions are, it's quite. Hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna get rid of this translating. I think this is a distraction. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll add it later. We are getting close to it. Well, you know, if our thesis is we're gonna take out this double top, then we could fill this FEG. Everyone thinks we're going down. Okay, what they might do is do this, break this support, and everyone piles in short, right? And then boom, could do that. Okay, so be aware. I'll take these lines off later. I'm calling this spitballing. Okay, this is not a prediction. This is me just trying to, I'm looking at liquidity and, you know, liquidity on both sides, and based on prior experience, it's gonna sweep both sides of this before it does anything. Okay, and it's kind of swept it here, kind of. It's filled the daily FVG. It may fill this inefficiency and then sweep up. I think that's much more likely than a clean drop down, but we'll see. We'll see. Hard to tell. We'll be able to tell intraday what it's doing because the price action will guide us. Sorry, just taking a drink. Vodka. It's what we got? Okay, H1's shit. Something just fell over. H1. Yeah. 28th September, I have a zone. This guy, that's the zone. Somebody has joined, and who was it? Yeah, you'd have to be really bored on a Sunday to come and watch this shit. H1, let's play. Okay. Now, what? Why? You might fairly ask, why the fuck is that a supply? Well, we had a demand. This was the demand zone, okay, and this indecision candle broke it. Okay, that's why this is supply. Okay, because we had a leg out that broke an opposing zone, and then the supply took it out with this huge leg out. So that's clearly institutions moving the market at this point. Now, really, it was here, and then this was the kind of the more granular H1 version. Okay, so I'm just marking the top half of the candle for now. So is that okay? You know that. I contacted that H1 supply. It looks tantalizing, I've got to say. Okay, what else do we have? Did we actually did we mark out all the fair value gaps on H4? Got this one. Oh, see that? Yeah. Dixie. H1 supply. H1 supply is this candle. Okay. Why is that supply? Because this was a demand zone. That candle there was a demand zone. That took out. I believe it was this. Hang on, I can go back. I can't remember. I think it was this supply. Demand took it out, so this supply took out that demand. That's how we're drawing them. That's the white oak method, and I've been following white oak's supply and demand method for years, and it works freaking charm. It's like, it works amazing. The way other people draw supply and demand is wrong. I see it all the time. Honestly, I see order blocks and stuff on Instagram, and it'll look something like. Yeah, he only goes down for like he goes like 3 monthly and stuff like that. But what I see is people like it, and they'll say okay, that's an order block, right? Because a movement came up. Okay, so if it comes down, you buy. Wrong. Okay, unless you've broken significant structure, that move up is meaningless. Okay, so don't follow that Instagram crap. Okay, make sure your supply and demand zones are actually institutional. They've actually taken out other orders. Okay, they've actually had to put in work to take out opposing orders. No, it doesn't work perfectly, but it works extremely well, and we've got some demands as well. Go back to 5th of October. Where is it? I think it's this guy. Yeah. Okay, demand. And I think that was the supply, I believe. I can't remember exactly, but I think that was a supply zone. A supply zone that took out this demand. Okay, so that demand was supply, broke this demand, then this demand broke this supply. Okay, if that makes any kind of sense. Anyone like totally lost with what I'm talking about? Yeah, Robbie. I mean, you know white oak, so. Are you doing white oak at the same time as my webinar? I was fucking with you, man. Okay. What else do we have? No, we've got another demand zone. I mean, this could do for now. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do one more demand. There are loads. I've got loads marked up, but they're quite far away. Give me a minute. It's 20th of September. Twice September. 109.927. This is going to be a long webinar. Okay. Style. What? Oh. I fucked up. Demand. Okay, right on top of weekly demand. Okay, this demand took out, I don't know, it's probably the supply, right? Supply's on, demand, phew, huge leg up. All right, so what have we got? I think that's enough to work with. I mean, we've got this H1 FVG. Gonna mark that as well. Weird. Why is the text so mucked up? Okay, fair enough. All right. Now we can mark significant areas of structure too, like here. This is really important. I don't talk about this much. But structure levels, obvious ones. Okay. Support. Resistance. Obvious. Okay. Just look in the hourly chart for the obvious ones. The ones that just stick out like a sore thumb. Whoa, what was that? This kind of looks... would you call this... Yeah, I think I would. That's a structure level. By structure, I just mean support and resistance. I don't want to crowd up too much, so I just draw the obvious ones, like... Yeah. We'll just leave it there for now. What do you think? Are we good to go? What else do we need to do? Pivots. So it's pivot point standard that we use. And if you go into 4 hour, it shows the weekly, I believe. Is that correct? Robbie? Do you remember? Yeah, if it shows weekly pivots, if Hmm? Oh, whoa. Ah, I didn't know that. So, okay. All right. That's brilliant. That is a hack. Thank you, man. Fucking man, this is why you're here. This is why we pay you the big bucks. Alright, well I don't like having the pivots indicator on this chart for some reason. It's just personal preference, but we'll put it on anyway. No. I am. I just mark them with lines. That's not the style line I want. Actually, we should not be drawing the weekly pivots because it's not the new week yet. Correct? Yeah, we should only be doing the monthly and yearly. Interesting. Look at that. Now, how about a touch of the monthly pivot and then boom up? That's a thought and a half, innit? I know. Well, I think it's good to have lots of scenarios in your head, right? And then once you see the day unwinding and taking out liquidity, and you start to know the direction of the day, especially if you have Dixie as a backup. So that's why I put all this work in the dollar index, because if you're a bit unsure on GU, if you have half an idea on GU and you're like, kind of think this is gonna happen, then you go look at Dixie and then it backs up and then you're like, yeah, that's gonna happen. So that's why I do it. And the pivot point is just the mathematical calculation. What is it? The open high and close divided by 3, something like that. I can't remember. Somebody remember that? It's right. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on, I'll get my phone. It's I think it's the high, low, and close divided by 3. Hold on. High, low, and close divided by 3. That's it. So it's just a mathematical calculation, nothing fancy. But traders look at them. It's an old pit trading method. You know, the pit traders, they would be like, use pivot points as like their, you know, they'd use that for their direction. You know, the idea was if price opened above the pivot point, then price would be bullish. And vice versa. That was the thinking, and then S1 was the first support. But we use them as trading levels. So I have two terms: key levels and trading levels. So key levels are the ones that need to break, i.e., say your Asia high, and then trading levels are something like supply and demand, FEGs, pivot points, things like that. Okay. That's just my system. Like, you know, you may choose to do it somewhere else, but that's just what I follow because I know it works for me. I've already got it. Wow, that's a thought. I don't think we'll get up. No, I mean, yeah, we could. There's no reason. I mean, the dollar is on a tear, and this could be a reaccumulation. We don't know. So let's just we'll mark it up anyway. And then quarterly. I've never heard. Do you do quarterly? I never even thought of that, but it makes sense. What the heck? Quin. I can't pronounce that. Quin. Dysonelia. I'm not. By year. Anyway. Yeah, every 10 years. Well, I don't do those, okay? All I do is daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And even yearly is like, you know, I don't think a lot of traders look at the yearly pivot point, to be honest with you. There you go. I love pivot points anyway. I've got yearly. Okay, yearly R1. That was R4, sorry, yearly R4. So R5 is the extremes. You know, once you get past R5, you're really pushing your luck, you know. But the market doesn't really care. I mean, if it, you know, how do I say this? If the institutions want to push the dollar up, then it's going up. They don't give a shit about pivot points. That's just for us intraday traders. Yearly R4. And I think that's the only really relevant one. And we'll do weekly and daily afterwards. So we've kind of done everything we need to do for now. We're ready for the week for the dollar. Mhm. 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 That's a liquidity grab. Mhm. Mhm. Yes. It's I think what happened here, is it Thursday, so it can't be NFP. Maybe maybe it was that. I bet if you look back, that's probably an FOMC day. Can we check? Is there a way of Thursday, 13th of October, FOMC. Calendar, blah blah blah. Let's watch live. No thanks. Of course CPI. Yeah. So they use it as an excuse. So probably you know, inflation. What? Sorry, go on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I had left hand side. What do you mean? Let's spike. Mm. Mm. You think this is supply? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you could be right. I've marked this as H1 supply because it took out a demand zone, and it's an indecision candle. But you're right. This could be supply as well. The way Whiteout teaches is you do the closest one, right? I mean, if you go into 5 minutes, you know, this is like accumulation of orders, right? So that's why then it breaks structure and it produces this big move down that's produced from this area. Yes, you can call the top of the candle supply as well. Okay, so you know, yeah, please. I'll mark it up as just a gray zone to be aware of, because in 5 minutes we also have this FEG like an inefficiency that may be filled. Yeah. So I think we're good to go for the day, because you know, all the 15-minute stuff, you know, I tend to do during the day. Sorry, in the morning routine. Because stuff changes overnight. We've got everything we need, so we can go to GU now finally. Is that okay? And Dixie, what do you think? We've got we've got a framework now. So instead of just random price, we now know about this potential distribution. We've had this break of slight liquidity grab below support. Then this move up, that gave us our was that Friday? Can't remember. Yeah, that was the end of the day on Friday. But I think, what was it? Yeah, it was this move down on Friday that I predicted on GU to be a buy. This one, wasn't it? No, GU Wednesday. British pound. Yeah. I believe it was this move up that we forecast. So, sorry, somebody is speaking, but I cannot hear what you're saying. Can you say it? Can you say it again? No, not Robbie. There was somebody. All right. All right. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying? Yeah, that was it. That was the beat. That was for Julius. I was like, I was like, I should have sent him an invite to the webinar. I'm like, all right, because people were giving me shit, right? Because it's like Friday and we're selling off, and people were giving me shit because I was saying, okay, I'm getting ready for buy. People were giving me shit saying, like, it's obviously a fucking sell day, mate. Like, what the fuck are you? What are you smoking? The thing is, like, I was selling. I was selling here, but I was just preparing. I had prepared because of massive volume the week before and demand that we were gonna get this surprise bounce, which I capitalized on. So that's forex for you. That's what you need to be on top of, and one move like that can that's all you need for the week, okay? If you can hold your nerve, wait, have the patience, and wait for those moves that happen daily. I'm gonna say they happen daily. You get some kind of move that you get 30 or 50 or even 100 or 200 pips out of. Now, are you gonna hold for 250 pips? No, rarely. But I did say 200, didn't I? So, that's for Julius. Cunt. Anyway. Copy and paste of TVT. Apparently, fucking dick. Things TVT's just started introducing like fair value gaps and stuff. So if anything, TVT's a copy and paste of me. I thought so too, but they're still posting on Instagram, and it's like it's nonsensical. It's really nonsensical. He made a big post shitting on people who sell courses. All right, it's a huge post of people who sell courses. You can't be a trader if you sell courses, right? But the thing is, he's been selling courses for 2 years. So it's like, what? Yeah, the irony, like. Thing is, I didn't even mean to, I had no intention of ever making a bloody course. Like, it was the last thing on my mind. I was never gonna do it. Then it was YYQ. See here? No, there's a guy called YYQ that kept on insisting that he needed something to read offline. So I just banged out this course. I spent like 4 or 5 weekends just recording stuff. Yeah, so that's why we have the course. But it was I didn't have any microphone or anything. It was like, I was just using the most basic shit microphone. So yeah, I got a new microphone, and I'm gonna get a little webcam so you can see my mug. My dad. Yeah, my boxer's nose. I used to, yeah. I love it. I love it. I'd love to get back into it, but I got a broken nose, and I stopped after that. And I've still got. If you look at my picture, you'll see my nose is broken. Hold on. I don't know if I don't know if you can see that my nose is fucked up. I did like local competing, but yeah. Oh mate, that's uh ah But to me, boxing is real fighting. Like, boxing is like, you know, if you get attacked, say if you get attacked on the street, probably boxing is your best line of defense. Boxing, kickboxing, all MMA stuff. Like I really want to do BJJ, but I've just not found the space or time. I know Adam's a big BJJ guy, but anyway. All right, let's get this done. Right, so Sunday, Monday. How long have we gone? We've been going over 1 hour and 15. So we should get not wrapped up necessarily, but we'll get the job done, and it might be 2 hours. That's fine. So where do we start? I'm gonna switch screens again. Share your screen. Change windows. So, can you see this? Okay, weekly, very clear downtrend. Okay, can't fucking argue with that. That is like clear downtrend. Okay, hence the arrow. Weekly supply. We are testing it. Struggling. Daily. This is more interesting to me. This to me looks like we're basing to break the demand. If you see this accumulation right below a zone, to me, you know, sandwiches, to me that says we're moving up and we're gonna break this zone and possibly touch 1.5. I think I said 1.8 on Instagram. It was maybe a bit, I don't know, a bit ambitious, but 1.5 is like my target next week. I could be wrong. All right, given that we're in a weekly downtrend, given that we don't have a prime minister yet, given that it could be like BJ back in power or something, you know, like anything can happen, right? But if I'm looking at the price action here, I'm seeing institutions building up orders to push up, because this move down was very it was to reach a psychological level, right? It was to make an all-time low after the gilt disaster. Basically, Liz Truss, it completely trashed the economy and sent the bond market into a death spiral. It was, honestly, it's far worse than, you know, it was reported in newspapers and stuff, but it's far, far worse than anything that was reported. It was, we were about to have to go to the IMF for a bailout. It was that level. So anyway, so GU made an all-time low, came up, made this supply zone, because we had a little demand zone here that broke this supply. Okay, so we got supply there, and we are in an accumulation, I think, to break it. And we had this wick down that took out this liquidity, and the next logical move for me is a move up. So H4 range E. It actually looks like you can't really say anything about it. I mean, it's broken this trend line and we're in a range. Would you say that's a sideways market? 4 and 1 hour, yeah. Broadly speaking. Yeah. Thing is, it's like uptrend, downtrend, then it looks like, yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, that is technically speaking, that is a downtrend. But this looks, yeah, it's not clean. It's not like you wouldn't bet your bottom dollar on a short there. Wait. Sorry, just taking a drink. So that's just my thoughts. So we'll go back to trading view. Change windows. Oh, wrong one. No, that's not what I want. Where's trading view? Okay, there it is. Can you see? You got it? Okay, daily. What's this yellow? That's an alert. Remove. T, really? Yeah. So, you know, powerful zone here. And you can see, like, you know, just how much prep you have to put in to be an FX trader. I'm not doing this for fun. This is just what I need to do to make money. If I don't do it, I lose money. And I don't like losing money. So this is why I do it. That's essentially the core of it. Yeah. Yeah. Are you finding it useful? Yeah. Uh, uh, I'm glad. I didn't want to just rehash all of his material because I'm an intraday trader. He's a swing trader, but if like, he's the only kind of like guy that I thought, you know, he's the real deal. So I'm not affiliated in any kind of way. I don't get kickbacks. He's just I just think he's genuine. What we're looking for is this daily supply. Left. Daily supply. I'm keeping it quite pale. We don't want like lots of colors, like, or lots of gray all over the place, right? You can't. Can we move that to the visualize? No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is a sandwiching. Beautiful sandwiches. And fill style. Do we have text? So I need to move it. Daily FEG. And look at that. Look how close that is. To me, this is amazing. Like, look at this stuff. Like, I find it really fascinating. Like, just when you see things like this, you're like, whoa. Yeah, it's a puzzle. If you get good at solving it, then you become wealthy. So it's that's the name. Yeah, that's why we're here. I'm not doing this like for a laugh. You know, it's. Uh, I would not spend my Sunday doing this shit if you know, I'm not doing it for, you know, shits and giggles. it's it's for serious analysis. Okay, what I'm doing is 100% serious. All right, this is what we need to do. And okay, what else we got? Now why is this supply zone? Tell me. Yeah. That was it. That was demand. That was supply, boom, all time low. Demand up, okay? And then supply broke the demand. Beautiful. Yeah. What else? Do we have any like trend lines or anything? Let's see. I think I do have one on my clean chart. Yeah, there's a very clear trend line. You go to 18th February, my birthday. February. Yeah, this is how I drew it. Roughly here. The thing about trend lines, this has 2 points of contact. I think about trend lines is like, I don't, you know, people draw them in different ways and stuff. So, I mean, how does White Oak do them again? Yeah. Alright. We'll leave it there for now. I still took over White Oak again. Like, I'm glad I signed up again. Anyway, so daily chart all done, I believe. The only kind of idea I have is this is an accumulation to eventually go and test this trend line, okay? So I'm gonna say, just as an aide-memoire, that this is accumulation 10. So when you join. Hello, YYQ. Dropped down to 4. Oh my goodness. Chris. YYQ. Hey Chris, how you doing? Yeah, good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a long time. How are you? How's work? You busy? Are you trading CT? Are you trading the cable traders way, or? Good. Might I mean, you should quit your job and just fly in. I know. But bad life advice, definitely. No, well, I'm an all-in kind of person. Like, if I want to do something, like, I'm okay. I had a lot of hardship. Well, the first year I was doing this, man, I like the stories I could tell you about how the sacrifices I have had to make. I know, honestly, it's like, it was bloody awful. The amount of money that I was losing, and you know, it's kind of like you got to pay your dues in a way, and you can be smart about it. I don't think I was smart about it because I never found a teacher really for my first year. I saw supply and demand on Forex Factory. Start applying it, and I was like, whoa, this actually works. I can see this working. So, and there's logic behind it. You know, okay, this is where institutions are trading. I get it. So it makes sense to me. Then I did White Oak, and he showed me a new way of drawing supply and demand. And I was trading okay for a while, like not bad. Like making switch, I read price action pretty well, like just through observation. And then did TVT. I didn't really watch his videos or anything, but everyone was trading volume there, and he like introduced me to cluster delta. So I just started using all those tools, and TVT he has a setup. Basically, this is his setup. Okay, I'll go down to 5-minute chart. I'm sharing TVT. This is a setup. So if you have equal highs, right, equal highs in a supply zone or demand zone or whatever, and then you get a high volume liquidity grab, okay, and then you start going down, and hopefully when you've broken the structure, you've created imbalance here. So you find your imbalance and footprint, and you put your whatever 3 pip stop loss, and then go down. So that's the setup. Yeah, the issue with that style of trading, I'm not shitting on it because I'm on good terms with Seb, and I learnt volume there. So you know, I paid 200 quid. I didn't get ripped off, so good terms with Seb. But the problem, I think, with his method is you have to screen watch all day to find these and you start seeing things, right? You might be in the charts and you're like, there's some equal highs, and you start seeing shit that isn't there basically, and yeah, that's the only issue, and this is same issue with my methods as well. You start seeing things. Yeah, I think you shouldn't spend more than 20 minutes in front of the charts. If you're, I set a timer now, 20 to 30 minutes. I'll set a timer, and if there's nothing, I'll go away and do something else. And I've got my alerts, so I always have my alerts at the places I want to trade. And that's what I'm getting. Next week I'm gonna really scale back the amount of trades that I'm doing, and I'm gonna use my alerts and only trade when the alerts come. Only. Because I overtraded like hell last week. I don't know what happened. So all right, 4 hour. Let's see. Do you have zones on your 4 hour? What we see is Huge zone. Okay, we knew about this. Yeah, fuck it, extend right. Coordinates. Yeah, something like that. Does it seem right? Yeah, but it's roughly that, isn't it? So that would not be consumed, but it'd be weakened. If the demand zone continues to hold until you get a close below it. So yeah. Mm. Mm. Is that so? Yeah. Oh, really? Hmm. Yeah. 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 For, yeah. 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 I'm redoing this course because I haven't done it in like a year or whatever. But my memory is, even if it's like a big doji like this that pierces it, it remains. Yeah. What you're really looking for is a close below it. That's my memory of it. And trading with it as well, I would say that holds. But you'd consider this now a weaker zone. And it's good to be cognizant of strong and weak zones, because some zones are better than others, right? And that's something you learn over time. Like the amount of basing that it has, for example. Let's say it has your zone has several indecision candles and then a leg out, then it's much more powerful. But they're rare, but they do exist. So H4, is that right? No, I've done that wrong. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at my H1 demands. This is it. Okay, H4 supply. There's several. Go back to the 15th of September. Smart that FEG. That's filled. So that's filled, so it doesn't matter. Filled. You can jot this out. I'm sorry, I'm kind of losing my thread. What am I doing? H4 FBG. I don't know. I tend to intraday. Well, I say watch the PA and judge the strength of the zone. If it's a fresh zone, then it's much more valid. Time frame, the difference between H4 and H1. I don't really have a preference, to be honest. It depends on the strength of the zone. Like, yeah, as long as it's gonna be, as long as it's the price action confirms it, the volume confirms it. You know, you're good to go. But there's some zones that are very obviously strong, and I'll try and usually point those out as we go along. H4 FEG. Why is that a different fucking color? Or is it? No, that's the text. Is it? Black. Style. Oh, this is what. Sorry, this is what I'm trying to. Fucking useless, man. Okay, starting to develop a picture. We'll just put the H4 demand zones in now, and we are going back to the 15th of September. And this is our zone. Okay, like out, and I think this was a demand zone. There were I have that marked as well. Mm. Mm. Yeah. 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 Thing you really have to remember about supply and demand zones is they don't always work, and it's very important to know this. You can't rely on them, and it's the same with any FX trading method. There's loads of methods of trading any markets, right? And you can make most of them work if you're a practitioner, okay? So supply and demand has its weaknesses. You know, Elliott Wave has strengths and weaknesses. What other methods of trading? Heikinashi, Ichimoku Cloud. I don't know how people like what SMC, Chotch, Flip. You know, everything's got. There's nothing perfect, right? What you have to do is have some kind of framework. Say it's supply and demand. Realize that they don't always hold, and it's not like magic. They're not going to be like a magic trick that just goes up and it bounces off. It might. It's an area of interest where you're looking at price action and volume, okay? That's all it is. And you combine all those things. You got your volume, you got your price action, you got your zone, you got your pivots, you got your Dixie, and you combine that all, and then you know what you're doing. You with me, bro? But that's like the unfortunate truth of FX, and a lot of people system hop because they'll look at somebody's system and they'll be like, well, wait, it didn't work this time. Like they'll try and apply it basically, and they'll lose money, and they'll do it again, they'll lose money, and it'll be like, wait, the system doesn't work, okay? The strategy doesn't work. And it's the thing you have to realize is the strategy may actually be fine. It might just be you not applying it properly. You've not demo traded it. You've not back tested it. You've not put the time in to try and really understand the dynamics. That's what's usually the case. The only cure for that is, unfortunately, you just got to spend time with it. It's like, there's an analogy in Magic Traders. You wouldn't read a book on neurosurgery, like brain surgery, and then go straight to the operating theater and cut somebody's brain up. Okay, it's the same. Or if you read a Haynes manual on repairing a Lambo, right? You're probably not going to get it right first time. You're probably going to fuck it up. So it's a bit like that. Like you have to make your start. Read your theory, and then you practice, and then you become a practitioner, and then you become a kind of journeyman along the way, and you learn and you learn and you learn, and hopefully with guidance, and moral support from other traders who are doing the same thing. It's really good to see other traders who are putting the time in and are doing the same thing and are showing success, and it gives you a bit of a boost. I like seeing people succeed. Even if I fail in the trade and somebody else succeeds, I get a good feeling, because it kind of shows that it works. So that's my H4 supply relevant zones. I've got a couple further up. Shall I draw them anyway? Just stick them in. Like, got this. That's obviously a H4. Where is it? H4 supply. But are you interested in swing trading, Robbie? Like after doing White Oak? Yeah, I have been for a while and I stopped. Yeah, but it's to be honest, they are shit, and I don't make I've probably not made any money from it, to be honest with you. It's been a mixed bag. So, and when I do intraday, it's like it's quick. You get your money instantly. It's scary. It's quick, but that suits my personality. I like that. It's like getting it right. I get that feeling. Then, of course, you walk away after you get that feeling. You do not. You don't do inner trade. Yeah, really try hard not to watch the screens all day, mate. It will help you a lot. Well, yeah, we can have our call soon, and like during the week, I'll be present and I'll be drilling it into you to like get away from the screen, get the fuck away from the screen, man. Make sure you have something else to do as well, like for the day. Yeah, really? Alright. Cheers, man. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for going. Okay. Robbie, good trader, good guy. I've got a bit of trend line manipulation there. Anyone still here? One person. One person has survived. Hi, thank you for holding on. Okay, and all we have to do now is H1 and the pivot points, and then this is our evening done. So we have a few zones on H1. We've got quite a few to do on H1. Is that right? That seems off. That's not what. Is it? Yeah, yeah, that is the zone. It's a bit weird. That's the H1 zone. And we'll do one lower one. About 108. This is it. It's also an FVG. Demand. Okay. Anyone still with us? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for staying the course. I know you're probably doing something else, but this is all recorded, so no worries there. It is a long webinar, and the last one was long too. And it's just the you know, kind of mundane part of trading is the prep, but it's the most important part, so we have to do it. And I do this every Sunday. In fact, I do it every evening, but I don't wipe the chart every evening. What I do is I wipe certain parts and then keep the zones. But I like to redraw the zones every week just to make sure we're on the right path. Mm, 18th of October. Okay. Supply. That was demand broke this big leg up, okay? Supply breaks it, leg down, breaks this trend line, is now supply. Retest, down. Test, down. Very important. Very important indeed. And that's the zone. Okay, this is this indecision candle. Leg out. Eventually it breaks this. I think this was a demand. And this is supply. Leg out creates it and then tests it down. And I've got a few further up to do. We go back to the 15th of September. If you have any questions, by the way, please chime in. Sorry, just had to reply to a message there. 25 H1 supply. Then we have some even higher up. This is H1 supply as well. Okay. That's it. Then back to August. 30th of August is the next supply. And it was also this 1.1706. So there's some overlap. No big deal. So draw them. Sorry for the dead air. Destroying zones, not much to say. And the next one is 26th of August. I think it was this guy. This is a drop base drop. Okay. Drop base drop. We had a drop, we had a little basing, drop again, supply zone. That makes sense. This indecision candle broke this demand. Oh, we could probably draw one more. Well, you know, we're getting up into the, you know, we're probably not gonna get to, you know, we can maybe focus on the higher zones later. I think that's enough for now. We'll see any trend lines. You know, I think we're pretty much covered most of it. The only thing we need to do is pivots now. We've kind of got everything. Yeah, and it's just me now. Okay. H1 FVG. Everyone left without saying goodbye. Oh, so sad. That's basically the story so far. And we're just going to do pivots. Monthly. Now, that's my target. Next week, this is my target. Okay? That's it. We'll do the yearlies and then we'll wrap it up because it's just me now. There's no point getting into anything else. But this has been a very long. This is a 2-hour session now, so we will start wrapping it up in a minute. I'm starting to lose the plot here. Obviously, you can see I'm slowing down somewhat. So yeah, monthly S1, monthly. No, it says monthly R1. Why is it not changing? Fuck it. Why? Okay. I think we're heading up here. That's it. Just the yearlies to do, and then we'll close this thing down. 2-hour session, too long, very, very long. Yearly. Wow. I think that's enough. I think we're unlikely to break yearly S3 anytime soon, so we don't know. We might. But that's it. That's the markups, and we do more in the morning. But that's our basic framework. Yeah. And we'll just with this framework, we'll be able to deduce quite a lot. Quite a lot indeed. Yeah, and we'll leave it there for now because that's the evening routine essentially. If I go back to the evening routine, where is it? Start here. Evening routine, don't have a think about it, study the volume profile. Okay, the last thing I have to do is volume, but I think we'll do it tomorrow morning. That's enough for evening markups. We've done a lot and it's 2 hours. So I am going to wrap up this session because everybody's left and we've done what we need to do. So thank you for tuning in and I hope you enjoyed the webinar. It wasn't supposed to be exciting, just a kind of chill Sunday like markup session. So yeah, cheers. We'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye.